Alright, in this clip I want to talk about two default functions of Unity library in C Sharp, uh, which called void awake and void start. First, you need to know that the game and the scenes inside the Unity are processing exactly like videos. For example, we are dealing with timeline and also frames. Whenever we say at the beginning of the rendering or beginning of the scene launch, it means the first frame. Frame, it means when the first screen of the scene's camera's view has been rendered completely, it's called the first frame. Okay? So, for the definition of void awake and void start, I can say these functions are working exactly at the beginning of the scene launch or at the beginning of an object is already activated inside the scene, even after the scene launch. For example, uh, in the main camera, I added part 8 script, this script, and we have two modes for this component, this script. This is active and this is not active. But if I play the scene, look at this. Exactly at the beginning of the scene launch, these two functions have been processed, and right now we can see the result on console. I'm awake, I'm start. But look at this. First, you need to consider that void start and void awake, both of them, just launch one time, not more. And even you can't call this function anywhere else or any other components. For example, in the void update, you can't say a start, something like this. It doesn't work. Okay? And also, you need to know that whenever you want to write the start, the S has to be capital and the A has to be capital as well. This start doesn't work, or or this awake won't work. It just has to be with the first letter, the first capital letter. Okay? After that, if you take a look at this result, you will understand awake is faster than start. First awake has been done. After that, start has been done. Do you know why? Because awake, this is the function of doing everything before rendering start. Okay, before the first frame has been started. Okay, so for example, if we want to implement a shooter player, okay, this shooter player has some variables such as, I don't know, public integer ammo, or I don't know, public boolean, I don't know, terror or not. Okay, what matter for a shooter is just we have two parameters for our shooter, but our shooter character, if we want to check his ammo, okay, we can consider this ammunition equal, for example, 20 here. We will set up the shooter on a wake because we want to make him ready whenever the player, the scene launches. Okay? But this is an important variable for us, so we want to prepare it before the game launches. Okay? Before the first frame launches. Okay? But here, And if we want to check it is the status of the character, it is terror or not, we can set it here. Okay, the start will be process exactly after the first frame has been rendered, but the awake is before the first frame has been rendered. So awake is faster than start. And also, look at this. We can disable the component. Whenever we can disable, whenever we disabled our components, the whole functions inside our script won't work. For example, void start, or I don't know, update, or I don't know, anything else. For example, even your void test, function. Okay, something like this. It won't. These guys won't work whenever we make this, disable. But even if it is not disabled, it is disabled, void awake still works. Look at this. Let me do something like this, and here we can say I'm test function, and also we can call this guy here. Let's come back to the Unity. Now you can understand what is the difference between void awake and void start. Look at this. I'm awake. It is still disabled. And if I enable it, I'm start here, and I'm update here, and I'm test function here. But remember, if I disable it again and I enable it again, those start and awake won't work anymore, even if I disable the whole object. But if I disable the whole object, that void awake won't work, because the object is disabled. But if I enable it, look at this, awake works, but other functions not work. Look at this. It is very easy. These functions are really helpful for us to prepare our characters, objects, components, or any effects we want with setting our functions or reference our variables between two components, several components, or inside a class. Okay, let's go to the next step.